candles burning low, low. Lots of mistletoe, lots of snow and ice everywhere I go. Choir singing carols right outside my door. All these things and more. That's what Christmas means to me, my love. Oh, I see your smiling face like I've never seen before. Even though I love you madly, seems like I love you more. Little cards you give me will touch my heart for sure. All these things and more. That's what Christmas means to me, my love. I feel like running wild. I feel like a little child. Underneath the mistletoe, kiss you once and then some more. Wish you a Merry Christmas, baby. Wish you a Merry Christmas and such happiness throughout the year. Oh, let's deck the halls with holly and sing Sweet Silent Night. Fill the tree with angel hair and pretty little lights. Go to sleep and wake up just before daylight. All these things and more. That's what Christmas means to me, my love. Oh.
Good morning. Good morning to everyone online, and welcome to CSLTO, Toronto's Hub for Living Well. We celebrate wellness, inspiration, community, connection, and happiness. And we are a place for you to come and explore your spirituality, whatever that means for you, to be loved, to be seen, and to be held in benevolence unconditionally. And what we recognize are the teachings of Ernest Holmes. He is our guy, man, our new thought man who is totally brilliant. And what he created was a culture where we believe that every person from every walk of life, race, religion is a divine, unique, beautiful expression of this one infinite, creative, loving power. And we abide by the teaching, it is done unto you as you believe. So choose your thoughts wisely. And in the words of Ernest Holmes, there is a power for good in the universe. It is greater than us. And yet we can use it because it is us. And we can use that power to better our own lives and better the lives of others. And we also acknowledge that this spiritual center is situated upon the traditional territories of the Wendat, the Anishinaabe Nation, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, and the Mississauga of the New Credit First Nations. We also recognize the spiritual mystics and masters that have walked this earth plane and left their imprint, their knowledge for us to learn from. And we also embrace the teachings of New Thought and ageless wisdom. So welcome to your spiritual home. I am Helen Vello, the spiritual director here at the center. And if you are here for the very first time, would you please be so kind as to raise your hand as we have a gift for you. Look at how many people. Woohoo! Welcome, and thank you for bringing your consciousness with us. Nick is going to hand out our welcome package to you. And now I invite you all to take a breath. Take a breath in. Breathe into your heart space. And I'm going to hand it over to our amazing guest singer this morning, Kimaya, and take it away with our invocation song.
I believe that every drop of rain that falls, a flower grows. I believe that somewhere in the darkest night, a candle glows. I believe for everyone who goes astray, someone will come to show the way. Above the storm, the smallest prayer can still be heard. I believe that someone in the great somewhere hears every word. Every time I hear a newborn baby cry, or I touch a leaf, or see the sky, they know I believe. Every time I hear a newborn baby cry, or I touch a leaf, I see the sky, then I know I believe.
That was exquisite. Thank you. I invite you to place your hands on your heart. Breathe in. Take another breath. Say to yourself, I believe. I believe in whatever that is for you. Ask, and it is given. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall open to you. For there are angels all around, inviting you to open your mind to entertain your good. To know that we are limitless, and the words of love can be spoken and open that door in our minds at any time. The impossible is truly possible. Let us accept the whole good. There will never be a point of saturation because the universe is limitless. The universe is infinite. We cannot contract the infinite. We can expand the finite. I invite you to delve into your heart, to seek to discover the divine in everything, to see the divine in everyone. Listen to your voice of intuition. Allow yourself to come into a consciousness of peace, love, and goodness. A realization that we all belong to one human family. For surely God desires peace on earth and goodwill to all amongst us. And in this Christmas season, a time when we find a common cause, let us gladly make our gifts of love to each other in the spirit of the divine, who said, love one another. Today, as our thought ascends in prayer, our goodwill goes out to the entire world. Breathe into your heart space and exhale, sending your love and your light out to touch all beings connected as one. Today, our great desire is that peace and goodwill shall come to all of us, to all nations, binding us together in the golden chains of love. Breathe into that love. Breathe it, embody it, know it as you, and see it in everyone you meet. And so it is. Now I'm going to invite you all to stand up to sing our community song. And I just have to tell you a little bit about this community song. It's in your program. It actually is up on the what is that called? Screen. Thank you. Thank you. Because my little story about it is that yesterday, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about it in my talk, is that we were at, Linda and Tony and I were at Fran's performance of the Messiah, and it was absolutely lovely. And then there was a sing-along, and the first song was "Hark the Herald Angels Sing," and they had three verses listed on the program. And after the second verse of "Hark the Herald Angels Sing," the conductor says, "And now we're all going to sing 'Let It Snow.'" And Linda shouts out, "But there's a third verse." And Tony says, "Well, I guess we're not the only church that makes mistakes in their program." But no mistakes today. We are going to sing out in joyous love and harmony, "Let It Snow."
Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Well, it doesn't show signs of stopping. I brought some corn for popping. The lights will turn way down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I hate going out in the storm. But if you really hold me tight, although home I'll be warm. Fire is slowly dying, and my dear, we're still goodbying. But as long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I hate going out in the storm. But if you really hold me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. Now the fire is slowly dying, and my dear, we're still goodbying. But as long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Thank you. And you two, Julian and Ashwin, guitar and keyboards, you are so dynamic together. Thank you. You're brilliant. Woo. Okay. We have our practitioner of the day. And this is another dynamic, brilliant woman who's going, "Oh my God, Helen's setting me up." I set her up every time because she is. She's a brilliant healer. She's a brilliant practitioner. And we are very blessed to have her in the center. So come on up, Carrie Gardnier.
Microphone. Okay, good morning, everybody. Happy holidays. Happy festival that you celebrate. And welcome here, welcome online. I have two quotes this morning about harmony because I couldn't settle on one, but they're short, so I count them as one put together. From Marcus Aurelius, "He who lives in harmony with himself lives in harmony with the universe." Okay? And then Mahatma Gandhi, happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. Okay, so as many things in this philosophy, harmony is also an inside job, right? Those who live in harmony with themselves live in harmony with the universe. Happiness is when you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. Now, I believe that we all start our journey on this plane of existence in harmony, in that perfect place of love, light, joy, peace, and perfection. I believe through the best of intentions, we are all pulled out of harmony by socialization, which shapes our perception of what and who we need to be in order to be safe in the world. So this looks differently for everybody. For some people, it might be the perception that they have come into this world as too much, shining too brightly, being too exuberant, too enthralled, too in love with life. And these people are taught to tone it down because it's not safe, it's not fair, and it's not proper. And who are you to shine your light so bright, right? For others, the perception is that we are not enough. We are too timid and too quiet. And so we are taught we have to be more, say more, do more, offer more, speak up for ourselves and others, be assertive, win friends, and influence people, right? And yet, in order to have balance in the universe, in order to have true harmony, each one of us, each individual needs to be able to be in harmony with themselves and their nature, so that that part of the universal song is sung, right? I am one of the quiet ones. I know that's hard to believe, but really I am. I am an introvert. That's why it's so hard to get up here on a Sunday, but I do it anyway. I was taught that my way of being in the world was not particularly valid, right? I was taught to speak for myself, speak up for myself, approach other people, to reach out first. All of these good people skills, and I did it. But at what cost to myself and my own inner guidance system? I was taught that my value was attached to my being more outgoing in the world. My value was attached to being out of harmony with my nature. Susan Cain looks at this phenomenon in her book, Quiet. And if you haven't read it, it's a really great read. Yeah. She explains how extroversion became the cultural ideal in North America, and goes on to give credibility back to introversion, letting us know that not only is it valid for us to be that way in the world, but it's a necessary part of a well-functioning society. How powerful was that for me to hear? That my way of being didn't need to be corrected, that it was necessary. All right, so harmony, needing all the parts to be playing their part in order for the whole to be complete. So I continue in my own journey of letting go of my early conditioning, allowing myself to embrace who I am. And I have a lovely case in point. This is a recent experience that I had. My son has a new girlfriend. They've been seeing each other since the end of the summer. Now, once the existence of the girlfriend was known to the family, my mother, and sorry, Mom, I'm throwing you under the bus, using you as a teaching point, but as a teacher, you'll understand and forgive me. My mother kept interjecting her ideas of what I should be doing, right? And she texts me now, right? So I'm getting these texts. Have you met her yet? Have you invited her over for dinner? Why don't you take them out for dinner? Invite her to one of Justin's hockey games. And the internal tension begins. The old programming wants to kick in. I'm not doing enough. I need to make something happen. I have to force things along. And yet my nature is just to observe from a safe distance. And that's possible. We're all in the same school together. I can do this. I can observe. Right? I go in at the end of August and I look up her picture in the yearbook. She's as cute as a button. I'll show it to you later. And I find out she has a class in a room down the hall. And I see them sometimes walking together in the school, but I don't approach. I don't need to. I just want to observe them for a little bit. And all this time, when I embrace this finally and let go of my mom's words, I'm finding peace. And I'm sending her gratitude. I have so much gratitude for this kid I've never met. I'm so grateful that she's in my son's life. I'm so grateful that she's having such a positive effect on her, and by extension, a positive effect on me. So I'm just sending out love to her, right? Just energetically. And then I let life unfold. And 2 weeks ago, just 2 weeks ago, so from the end of August till 2 weeks ago, we have the perfect meet. Yeah? If we were a couple, it would be the meet cute. It was perfect. I had to step into her room as the on-call teacher, right? It was perfect. And so we were able to create a connection that came purely from us and not from somebody else's idea of us, right? So things get done. Things can happen quite naturally. We can be in alignment with our thoughts, words, actions, and nature, and allow space for the universe to align with us as well. Being who we are naturally is exactly what the universe needs, exactly how spirit wants to express. That's why we're here like this, right? We're here to play our piece of the harmony of this life. Yeah? And that's what I have for you today. So just take that in and breathe it in. I allow and I encourage you to just breathe in who you are and breathe it back out to the universe. It's the perfect gift exchange, especially at this time of year. Breathing in that gift of life and breath and breathing out exactly who you are right here and right now. Oh, I guess we should say the affirmation. Shall we do that first? I'll say it once and then we'll say it together. I live in harmony with all of life. I feel tolerance, compassion, and love for everyone, including me. So let's say that together. I live in harmony with all life. I feel tolerance, compassion, and love for everyone, including me. Okay, now back to the breathing and that beautiful gift exchange between life and life's desire to express itself as each and every one of us right here. Today, when we get to meet as God, delighting in God, love expressing love, light being light, peace allowing peace, and this beautiful prayer of a life each of us is signed up for right here and right now. I know there is only love, this beautiful, perfect, complete power everywhere present, right here and right now, expressing perfectly as each and every one of us. And as we go through this week, this time of joy, rejoicing, a time of meeting ourselves in our best self, in our challenging selves, in the love and the light of this season, I know for each and every one of us here that we do this with grace, with harmony, with light and ease, with love so deeply felt. I know that for each and every one of us here, and I am so grateful. I'm so grateful to each expression that I meet. I'm so grateful to the love reflected back in each and every face. I release these words to the law, knowing that they are done perfectly right here and right now. And together we say, And so it is.
I love who you are. You're beautiful and brilliant. Oh, thank you. Oh, so you can sit back and relax and listen to our feature song.
This is Someday at Christmas by Stevie Wonder. Someday at Christmas, men won't be boys, playing with bombs like kids play with toys. One warm December, all hearts will see a world where all are free. Ooh. Someday at Christmas, there'll be no wars when we have learned what Christmas is for. When we have found what life's really worth, there'll be peace on earth. Someday all our dreams will come to be. Someday in a world where people are free. Maybe not in time for you and me, but someday at Christmas time. Someday at Christmas, we'll see a land with no hungry children, no empty hand. One happy morning, people will share a world where people care. Someday at Christmas, there'll be no tears. All people are equal and no one has fears. One shining morning, one prayer away from our world today. Someday all our dreams will come to be. Someday in a world where people are free. Maybe not in time for you and me, but someday at Christmas time. Someday at Christmas, we will not have failed, when hate will be gone and love will prevail. Someday in a new world that we can start, with hope in every heart. Someday all our dreams will come to be. Someday in a world where people are free. Maybe not in time for you and me, but someday at Christmas time. Someday at Christmas time.
What if it wasn't a someday? What if it was a today? Today there is peace. Today every child has enough food. Today children are safe in the world. Hello. So I went to see I've seen a lot this week, actually. I went to see Mary Poppins, and there's Mary Poppins Returns, which is exquisite. And she says, make the impossible possible. The impossible is possible. So the someday is possible. It is possible to have peace on earth. And then yesterday, like I said, I was at St. Andrew's Church watching the Messiah, listening to the Messiah, which was so incredible. And at the beginning, Tom Powers, who is a radio host on CBC Radio 2, he has a brilliant music program. He's a brilliant musician himself, and his musical knowledge is extensive. And he talked about the standing up during Hallelujah and where that came from. And the legend was that King George II, when the Messiah was premiered, was so moved by the Hallelujah chorus that he rose to his feet. So then, of course, everyone in the court would rise to their feet. And so now it's apparently become a debated tradition as to whether you stand during Hallelujah or you stay seated in protest. We chose to stand. We chose to stand. And then, you know what? There's even reports that King George II wasn't even there. So who knows? Who knows? However, in the standing and looking around at everyone in this packed church, most decided to stand. It was a phenomenal, energetic experience because Hallelujah means thanksgiving to God. It means giving thanks to God. And the Messiah was actually an Easter experience, not necessarily a Christmas one, but then they had too many Easter ones, so they moved it to Christmas. Because it's about the birth of Christ, but then it's about the dying of Christ, and then the rebirth. But I thought how absolutely perfect that we're all standing singing hallelujah, thank you to God, and rejoicing in the rebirth of Christ. Now, I'm not big on the whole Bible story thing, but the Christ consciousness is the metaphysical meaning of the rebirth within ourselves, of the understanding and the true embodiment of who we are, which is the Christ consciousness. And so, the birth of Christ is not about, this one person was born who was more special than anybody else. That is not what we teach in this philosophy. We teach that everyone is an individualized expression of the one source of all of creation, the universal presence of the divine, and that is who and what we are. So to misunderstand that this one man had any special powers over anybody else is such a disservice, because his mission and his purpose in life was to teach love, and that we are love, and that it is done unto us as we believe. He was the way shower. He was the shining example of what is possible. His method was direct, it was dynamic and powerful, yet very, very easy. Very easy. Because if you are willing to embody the absolute divine truth of who you are and believe that whatever you desire in your life is possible, it is. But you have to do the work. Oh, that's the part. Remember, Jesus he went away and learned this stuff. He worked it. but he believed in God as himself, as a power and reality, as love. And believing in God within, he was compelled to believe in himself, and therefore he also believed in others. And do we hold that belief not only for ourselves, but for other people? In The Signs of Mind, Ernest Holmes writes, "The mystic Christ comes from the bosom of the unseen universe, proclaiming the love of God through his own love of humanity." I'm going to say that again. The mystic Christ. So mystic means the mystics, they only see love. They only live from this place of love. And there have been many, many mystics, including Ernest Holmes and Emmett Fox and Ralph Waldo Emerson and Thoreau and Thomas Troward and many, many, many dating back, Buddha and just all the masters of the Hindu teachings. They were mystics. So the mystic Christ consciousness, that consciousness of love, comes from the bosom of the unseen universe. Well, the unseen universe lives in us all. Lives in us all. For everything is energy. We are energy fixed in this human body. And yet energy, we are moving energy, we are energy. We did last week the whole thing around finding our energy and putting that energy into our hearts. And so, when we can proclaim our own love and light within us, we can also love all of humanity, no matter what. For to know God is to love. For without love, there is no knowledge of God. Without love, there is no knowledge of God. So, when I was growing up, I used to always ask my mom, is Santa real? Santa Claus real? Because my brother, another brother story, my brother was a little, brother. And he used to say, Santa Claus is real, it's Mom and Dad. And I'm like, no, I don't think so. And I'd say, Mom, is Santa Claus real? And she said, Santa Claus is love. And it was the most soothing thing to experience because I didn't have to know who it was. I knew what it was. Do you know that you are love? Oh, Santa Claus is love, Zach. You got that? Okay, good. So, okay, yep, Santa Claus, the best thing to know that Santa Claus is love. So, as the Christ consciousness awakens within us, there is a divine spark, a shot of central flames from the universe that is able to move through us. And this is where we can then stand in the brilliance of our own light and be that inspiration for others in the world. Because the divine presence will never, ever force itself upon us. It's just there waiting. It's waiting. And it's up to us through our spiritual practice, through the training of our minds, through the opening of our hearts, through praying and meditating and taking action from love, that this divine spark moves through us as us. And it's there always. It's always there knocking upon our souls, waiting for us to receive. But we must be open in our minds to receive our goods. we must be open. How can we first receive unless we believe in ourselves and believe in that power of love? And over the Christmas season, there's so much going on in the world. Well, there's always so much going on in the world. And I know people get stressed, and I've had my moments of stress of like, oh my God, how am I going to get everything done? And, certain things are happening. But if we can take those few moments to go within, to really believe in ourselves and believe that there is good in others and there is good in the world, and to really, as Carrie so brilliantly said, harmonize ourselves with ourselves so that we can stand in the truth of who we are. And this is how there will be peace on earth and harmony on the earth plane. Last Sunday, after I finished here, I went with Mahala, our daughter, to see my father-in-law who was in the hospital. And he'd spent like a week and a half being moved from hospital to hospital. He had an infection in his foot, and at one hospital they didn't know if he had flesh-eating disease, and then that was ruled out, and he's diabetic, and so they moved him over to Toronto Western General to see what they were going to do about this toe that was decaying, and they didn't know what they were going to do, and there was a lot of back and forth, and eventually they removed his toe. So, and he can still walk and everything, but we went to visit him, and it's not the nicest hospital, and there were a lot of very, very ill people there, and yet my father-in-law had taken the time to write on the back of these prescriptions, thanks to the service staff and thanks to the physicians. So I took pictures of what he wrote. And he wrote to the kitchen staff, "Merry Christmas, in praise of your meals. Excellent choice of desserts. All chicken dishes, excellent. Chinese and Thai meals are delicious. Roast pork meals, perfect. Delivery people and cleaners are polite and thoughtful. All meals should always," and this was underlined, "be accompanied by at least 2 packages of salt and pepper because it enhances the food." And he wrote at the bottom, "Thank you." And then on another piece of paper, he wrote, "To the medical staff and doctors and specialized nurses, I am a product of your surgical expertise and eternally grateful to you for the results. The nursing staff have been emotionally understanding. I have observed an example of love and resolve for the man in the bed across from me. Thank you for making his life as good as you are able to. Thank you for all your care and sense of dedication and joyful sense of humor. Signed, Richard Fellow, December 16th, 2018, 87 years old. Yeah. So here's an incredible lesson for all of us. To find something to be grateful for, no matter what. To find those moments of love. That's what he did. He made that choice, that conscious choice to find the good. But not only to find the good, to express it. And he wanted them posted up on the bulletin board. Now, I don't know if they have bulletin boards anymore. I'm like, that's really nice, Papa. But I don't know. But he seems to think that somehow, somewhere, they are posted on a bulletin board. And that's okay. That's okay. And I thank my father-in-law for that beautiful, beautiful lesson. Because in the midst of all the craziness, there are moments for each one of us to find the Christ consciousness in ourselves and in others. And every time we do, we are reborn. We are reborn. We reignite that beautiful flame that comes from the universe, that is everywhere present. We can't see it. Yet I do believe we can feel it. And through feeling it, we embody it. And through embodying it, we come to know it as truth. And this is what I want to leave you with for today. As you move into the next few days over the holiday season, which will continue for another week after that, just to really take that moment for yourself and place your hands over your heart and affirm that there is a love, a light, a beautiful energy within you that is just waiting for you to open the door. It's all there for each and every one of us. I do believe that. And I do desire that for each one of you, especially over this holiday season and as we move into a brand new year where, again, we can step in and say yes to something greater than ourselves. So blessings and namaste. And so today, as the baskets go around, I invite you to take out your card, or if you're in the giving program, to take out your donation to the center and to hold it in your hands and to bless and to say thank you. Thank you for your good. Thank you for the abundance that you have in your life. And to know that here at this center, all that is received is gratefully honored and respected and used to better the lives of each one of you and to better the lives of so many online. So there's a donate button online. And I would also like to say thank you to all of the new members of the center who made a pledge this year. Thank you so much. And I'm deeply, deeply grateful. So as the baskets go around, we are going to sing It Lives in Every One of Us. So I invite you to all stand up.
It's in every one of us to be wise. Find your heart, open up both your eyes. We can all know everything without ever knowing why. It's in
right now is that this money that is received here is God in action. His perfect energy that comes to us is blessed before it gets here. It's blessed as it's here, and then it goes forth to continue to bless, because that's all there is. There is only God, and this is God right here and right now. So I thank each and every one of us who donates here through this energy, sending it out into the world perfectly. With my word, it is done as I release it to the law. Together we say, and so it is.
It's in every one of us to be wise. Find your heart, open up both your eyes. We can all know everything without ever knowing why. It's in every one of us, by and by and by.
Okay, I've got some quick announcements for you. And the number one first announcement is, I'm just so in awe of this, because I didn't know people were doing this, but we actually have 101 subscribers to our service on YouTube. Who knew? Like, you know, our Facebook online subscription is growing, but oh my goodness, didn't know. So I think that's just really cool, and I'm going to mark it and celebrate it. And our theme for 2019 is uplifting service. So January, February, and March, we are serving the homeless. We have a number of initiatives that we're going to be doing on Saturdays and Sundays to support the homeless. April, May, and June, we're cleaning up the environment. Oh, we got to clean up the environment. Climate change, let's address that. July, August, and September, we are serving youth at risk. And October, November, and December will be initiatives to support the elderly. So that is our theme for 2019. How's that sound? Woo! And next Sunday, our burning bowl ceremony. So that is where you get to release the old and invite in the new. That starts at 11 o'clock next Sunday. And then on Sunday, January 6th, next Sunday we have a board meeting as well. So if you're interested in, you want to check us out, if you want to maybe serve next year, come and join us next Sunday. If you're a member, you're always welcome to attend. And then we have on Sunday, January 6th, our Today service, which is music and spoken word. All music and spoken word. Absolutely beautiful. We'll do a candlelight service to kick off the new year. And then on January 11th, I am starting a new class. It is a foundation class. It is an accredited class called Beyond Limits. It is online. It'll begin Mondays, January 14th to March 11th, and from 7 to 9 p.m. So that will be ready for you to sign up next week. And that, I believe, is our announcements. Oh, and if you need any last-minute stocking stuffers, go to the Live Well store. You got yours there, Rustin? Okay. And so I want to say a big thank you to Kimaya, to Ashwin, Julian, Rustin, Wes, and Carrie, our band today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys rock. And then thank you to Yelka, Nick, Tony, Ellen, Lena, Tasha, and Judy, and Linda, Kim on camera, Cohen on sound, Margaret Ann's in the Live Well store. So just still rolls off my tongue. The bookstore, the Live Well store. And thank you to all of you. Thank you to everyone online. Have an amazing holiday season, whatever you're celebrating. And we are going to kick off with
All I want for Christmas is you.
Thank you. I want you too.
I don't want a lot for Christmas. There's just one thing I need. I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. All I want for Christmas is you. On your feet, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need, and I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. I don't need to hang my stocking there upon the fireplace. Santa Claus will make me happy with a toy on Christmas Day. 'Cause I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. All I want for Christmas is you. You, babe. Oh, I won't ask for much this Christmas. I won't even wish for snow. I'm just gonna keep on waiting underneath the mistletoe. I will make a list and send it to the North Pole for Saint Nick. I won't even stay awake to hear those magic reindeer click. 'Cause I just want you here tonight, holding on to me so tight. What more can I do? All I want for Christmas is you. All the lights are shining so brightly everywhere, and the sound of children's laughter fills the air, and everyone is singing. I hear those sleigh bells ringing. Santa, won't you bring me the one I really need? Won't you please bring my baby to me? Oh, I won't ask for much this Christmas. This is all I'm asking for. I just wanna see my baby standing right outside my door. Oh, I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. All I want for Christmas. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and beautiful day.